My overall top 10 dental composites, strength and aesthetics combined. At number 10, Coltin Brilliant Everglow. Aesthetic, universal, small to moderate posterior and anterior polish. A smooth, polish friendly, universal composites based on submicron hybrid filler technology. I would use it confidently for aesthetic universal work, but for very heavy posterior loading, I would prefer other options. At number 9 is Shofu Beautiful 2 LS. Low shrinkage posterior, cervical restorations, high caries risk support. Very useful clinically because it combines strength, low shrinkage and geomer technology. I like it especially where shrinkage stress and caries risk matters. At number 8, Kerr Harmonize. Aesthetic universal restorations, anterior plus posterior. Strong aesthetic handling material with adaptive responsive technology. Good for clinicians who value handling, sculptability and natural blending. At number 7, GC Genial A-Cord plus GC Genial Universal Injectable. Aesthetic universal plus injection molding plus posterior injectable workflow. A-Cord is excellent for simplified aesthetic shade selection, while Genial Universal Injectable is one of the strongest high-filled injectable composites. At number 6, Dentsply Sirona Ceram X Spectra ST Neo Spectra ST. Everyday posterior plus simplified aesthetic workflow, reliable all-rounder. Uses Sphere Tech filler technology available in HV, LV handling and has simplified cloud shade aesthetics. At number 5, Kulzer Venus Diamond or Venus Pearl. Strong posterior plus aesthetic universal work. Venus Diamond is a high-strength nano-hybrid composites, excellent option where handling preference decides between firmer diamond and creamier pearl. At number 4, Curare Clearfill Majesty ES2 Universal. Anterior aesthetics plus simplified posterior. Very strong aesthetic system with excellent shade blending. ES2 Universal gives simplification without losing respectable strength. Very good for clinicians who want predictable shade matching with fewer shades. At number 3, Tokuyama Estelima Sigma Quick or Estelite Esteria High End. Anterior aesthetics, small to moderate posterior restoration, excellent chameleon effect and polish because of spherical supra-nano filler technology. Estelite Sigma Quick has very high gloss and excellent optical blending. At number 2 is Voco Grandio SO or Grandio SO 4U, Grandio SO Unlimited. Posterior strength, universal restorations. One of the strongest posterior oriented universal composites. Grandio SO has 89 weight percent filler, low shrinkage around 1.6 volume percent, excellent wear resistance and tooth-like modulus. Newer Grandio SO 4U Unlimited variants further push simplified universal workflows. And at number 1, 3M Solventum Filtrex Supreme Ultra Filtrex Z350 XT Filtrex Supreme XT Family Premium Anterior plus Posterior Universal Composite. Best balanced composite. Very strong aesthetics, true nanotechnology, white shade opacity system, polish retention, fluorescence, good posterior wear resistance. Solventum reports flexural strength comparable or superior to leading composites and better gloss retention than several competitors. For highly aesthetic anterior class 3, class 4 diastema closures or direct veneers, the top picks being Filtrex Supreme Ultra Z350 XT, Tokuyama Estelite Asteria or Sigma Quick, Clearfill Majesty ES2, Venus Pearl or Venus Diamond, GC Genial A-Cord. For anterior work, the decision is not only on flexural strength. You need opacity control, enamel dentin shades, translucency, fluorescence, chameleon effect, surface polish and long-term gloss retention. That is why Filtrec, Estelite and Clearfill Majesty remains very strong anterior choices. Tokuyama's spherical filler systems are particularly strong for gloss and blending, while Filtrex multi-opacity nanofill system is excellent for layered anterior aesthetics. My anterior aesthetic protocol. For high value smiles, avoid relying blindly on one shade systems. Use dentin, body, enamel layering, Bevel the enamel, use tints only when needed, finish with the disc, rubber, diamond paste and repolish at review. For posterior class 1 and class 2 restorations, top picks being Voco Grandio SO, Filtrex Supreme Ultra or Z350 XD, Venus Diamond, Ceramic Spectra STHV, GC Genial Accord or Universal Injectable, Shofu Beautiful 2 LS. Posterior composites need wear resistance, flexural strength, fracture toughness, low shrinkage stress, radio opacity and good proximal contact handling. A 2022-2024 evidence base shows posterior composites perform well clinically when case selection and techniques are controlled, but larger multi-surface restorations, molars, parafunction and high caries risk increase the failure risk. For large MODs or endodontically treated posterior teeth, I would not rely only on an anterior enamel composite. I would consider a fiber reinforced dentine, core substitute such as GC Everex Flow, Everex Posterior under a conventional nanohybrid nanofilled enamel cap. Short fiber composites have evidence for improved fracture resistance by crack deflection and energy absorption, but they should usually be covered with a wear resistant aesthetic composite layer. Hope that helps. Don't forget to save it. Don't forget to share it. Let everyone benefit.